Good morning. So, yesterday I had a reply from Klarna. Apparently, I passed their technical test. Yay me. So, I progressed to the next stage. And I also got the reply back from the company, which is. I still don't know if I have to be quiet about their name, but it's a big insurance company in the UK. They were not impressed with my performance on the code test. It probably has something to do with I only did the first test and then I said, fuck it. I don't have the energy to do this anymore for a company I'm not that interested in anyway. Anywho, so yeah, today I'm doing a ludicrous thing, which I'm still questioning whether or not I think this is okay, because I for you guys who have never been like in a recruitment pipeline for a company as a programmer, I want you to know this right now. This industry has a sickness. There is something seriously wrong with the recruitment processes at some of these companies. It is, I don't know what's happened. I've never said like it is almost for some companies it's like trying to get into the secret police. They check everything and you have to do these ludicrous things for them. And this is by far the most ludicrous thing I've had to do so far. The Klarna needs, if Klarna has a similar thing, and I can understand if your company is something like Google or like these super companies where like quite literally it is like well even Klarna says that they only hire the best, so I assume, like, my guess is that the reason why we have these ludicrous recruitment pipelines and all this effort is put up front is because the company wants internally to avoid too much micromanagement. Well, this is the way I think it should work, because if you can be sure that you get really smart, good people in to your company, when they're inside, when you've like thoroughly tested them, you can give them a lot of trust because you know that they're good people. And that is actually very significant for a well-managed company. But because imagine that, you know, if the people at the top or in a management position or whatever position, if you don't have people who know enough about the industry or not enough about engineering who are managers, they want metrics for everything. Well, they still want metrics, but then they're going to project their own lack of understanding to their employees. And the employees, if for whatever reason they're not good at if you have a good engineer, they're going to generate a lot of income, like for your company, if you can hook into that potential. But if you have a bad engineer, you can actually, like a single really poor coder can actually damage a project long term by quite a bit. So I can understand that there is a thought behind it, but I don't think, I honestly think that this is more on a, we developers, we have our hypes, and I think business people have hypes as well. I think that everybody does it this way because Google does it, or whoever, and it remains to be seen if they do it because everybody else is doing it, or if they do it because they are thinking about these things that I'm saying, like that they know that they can have a different type of management structure within the company if they have this process. Anywho, what I'm forced to do is today I have a half day, so around 4 to 5 hours of pair programming at the company that I've applied for. It's Meltwater in essence. And when they booked me in for this, I told them I said immediately, if it wasn't because like the Ticketmaster has said that interviews and stuff like that is okay, and like they encourage us to find new jobs, because as you think about it, if they're firing everybody, then it makes sense that, if I can get a new job before the resignation period, or notice period or whatever it is called, then they're gonna, in theory, save money. Let's just forget the fact that there's two front end guys at my office working on the big super, like the product, which is the Ticketmaster site, which you all, if you ever bought a ticket from them, you probably that's the product that you're using. So I'm one of the main guys for the front end code there. Well, I am the main guy right now because my other colleague is on parental leave, and nobody else in the office actually knows how any of this stuff works, which means that if I quit today, they're stuck, completely stuck. I've trained the guy who's going to take over my job, and he's a great guy, but he's not, he doesn't have the experience yet. He used to be a Java developer, and he went into front end, and he knows how to code, but the product is way too big. I've had 2 years roughly to learn that, and I wouldn't want to be him. And if you're listening, Igor, I'm sorry, sorry, man. I want to help you, but what can I do? They're firing me anyway. So anyway, so half a day today of pair programming, and like I said, if this was on my time, I would have blatantly refused to do this, because there has to be some limit. There has to be a limit for what you can ask in a recruitment process. Just think about it. So let's say that it was on your time. Would you pay, because that's literally what you're doing. Would you, because they're paying for your time, would you pay half a day of work to get the opportunity to prove to a company that they should, that you're a good, that you know what you're doing? Maybe if your time is, maybe if you're a complete beginner and you really want this job, then that's okay, because the benefits is really high. And maybe if the job market was so dried up that this was my only shot, I have no other way of getting a job, then yes, maybe. But that's not the world we live in. I have already gotten a few offers, and I have several, I'm in the end states of several other recruitment processes where it looks pretty much like I'm going to get the job. So I wonder how they're thinking, and apparently they have me. There are two other people, which I know for a fact that one of those people is my other colleague, which means that they really only have me and another person, because I know that my colleague's most likely not going to take the job. He's already decided to go with a company. I've already talked to him. So technically they have two people which are applicable for this position, and they're putting you through this. We live in this weird industry where there is a scarcity of good programmers, but people act as if there's such an abundance that you can force us to do almost anything. So yeah, I'm now that I'm standing here talking to you about this, I'm fairly certain that if I'm ever in this situation again, unless this company is something really, really, really attractive, I'm going to refuse it in the future. Because the more I think about it, the more insulted I feel, or the more I feel like this has just gone beyond any rhyme or reason. It's once again, think about it. A half day of work. I'm literally paying them to get an opportunity to prove that I know what I'm doing. Let's just forget the fact that for the I'm not getting that back, most likely. And I'm not a greedy person, and I would never say, if you need my help, if my friends need my help with moving or whatever, of course I'll help out. No, that's not the point. The point is that I have to jump through so many hoops to prove that I'm a good fit for their team. So yeah, just warning you guys out there that if you start looking for jobs in programming or engineering or whatever IT, be ready to just say no. Unless you really want to be at that company, just say no, because it's fucking crazy.